Says, hey, what's up, guys? So I was looking for something compact to put into my man cave, and I found this BioCube which fit the criteria. It's a BioCube 14, I believe. You can see it's in really horrible shape. I don't know if that's paint or if that's salt water deposits, but it's in really bad shape. So I got it for 50 bucks, and when I went online I realized just how expensive this little cube is and what kind of following the cube has, so I figured what the hell. So this is what I'm working with. Let me show you the inside. It's a mess, as you can see. So I'm going to attempt to refurbish this unit. Sorry, my little girl is watching something, but you can see it's just full of junk. So I'm crossing my fingers I can get this cleaned up as much as I can, but this is what I'm starting with. So I went and I bought I have some vinegar. And then I bought some of these from Home Depot. So hopefully these two items will help me get rid of this nastiness. It came with this, I think it's Aquarium heater. Yep, one of these submersible heaters. I think it's for like a 10 gallon. So I'll clean it up real well. It came with this, whatever this is, I don't know. It looks like a fan of some type, some kind of propeller. Maybe one of you can tell me what this is. Came with this magnet thingy. There's some kind of submersible pump all the way at the bottom. So my job for the day is to figure out how to take this apart so I can clean it as best I can. Man, this is a mess. Oh, that was easy. Clean that right up. Put some Vaseline into that. That doesn't come off, so I'm assuming that... Oh, I guess it does. Sweet. That was easy. Okay. So I'm going to clean this tube up, make it look nice and polished. So now this is pretty much empty. You can see it's pretty gross. Pretty gross. Alright, so some progress on the BioCube 14. I took it apart, cleaned it up. I believe I've taken all the algae off. I will be able to verify my statement tomorrow morning when the sun is out, since I can't actually see the toughest part, which was that the two grates on the right hand side when you're viewing the BioCube. But so far I was having a really hard time taking this off. I don't know if this guy got paint on it or not, but I was trying to clean it with the vinegar solution and it wasn't working. So I started thinking I don't have any paint thinner, so what could I use? And I thought of this nail polish remover. It's a non-acetone nail polish remover. So I don't know what it's going to do to my I don't know what it's going to do to my lid, but I know that it's taking off the and taking care of the problem, and that's all that I care about right now, is just taking care of this problem so I can finish this up bright and early tomorrow morning and finish the disinfecting and move on with my day and play with my new BioCube. So I poured some bleach in there. You can see the Clorox up there. You can see that these stains, I mean, right now what I was doing was scrubbing it with a razor blade, and I realized that as I was doing it on the back, where it's less conspicuous, it was leaving some scratches. So I don't want to scratch this up because, well, I mean, I don't think I have to explain why I don't want to scratch up the BioCube. I think that by soaking this overnight in the bleach and vinegar solution, at first I was a little worried about the BioCube, to be honest with you, because I didn't think at first I didn't think my hand would fit in the back, but you know, I have a pretty big hand. I'm a 6-foot male. I'm 6 feet tall, so I have a big hand, among other things, and my hands fit in there, so that's the important thing, right? Good morning. As you remember, this was just packed with algae, so it's off. It's all off. I soaked the unit in a bath of vinegar, where I took off, I would say, about 95 to 99% of the algae that was stuck. One thing that I'm noticing is that my water levels are going down on these other two chambers. I'm under the impression that this should be a sealed unit, so maybe there's a leak. You can see that the paint that the guy got on it is gone. This is going to be the location of my BioCube 14. It's basically just going to be a planted tank. I don't want to get dirty at all, my floors or anything else, so I'm not using any dirt. I'm going to do it very simple and basic, just black sand, aquarium sand, with some Osmocote plus granules at the bottom. I have a tank here, which is my daughter's tank. I'm going to steal some media from there. I have some nylon scrubbers, some C-Chem Matrix, some Fluval Biomax, some gravel. So what I'm going to do is, once that tank's been running for at least 48, 72 hours, I'm just going to pull a little bit out and put it into the area where the water pump is. I think I'm going to fill up the lower chamber with bio balls. The nylon scrub will go into that little nook right there to hold the bio balls in place. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little nylon scrub as biological filtration as the beginning, and also as a catch for any more expensive stuff that I get. So there it is right there. Now you're probably thinking why I'm not just using this maybe. Well, I'm going to put this as my coarse filter at the top, since this trickles in and it really only catches on the side. I figured it's not going to be such a bad idea to use this to catch any, leaves, big things, big items like that. Block the bio balls with that nylon scrubby. Create a nice source of a nice area for beneficial bacteria without spending any more cash. Fill this up there, and then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my trapdoor here, this little door. There. So now here's this is going to be all my biological filtration chamber. I'm not planning on putting any fish in this anytime soon. I live in Los Angeles County. Our water district, it's suburban water district, they use chloramines, and a lot of chloramine. From what I've read, the vitamin C neutralizes chloramine quickly and effectively. There's another modification where I guess you remove this. This final, oh, it's already coming off. Oh, I didn't want to do this, but I guess. But it looks like one of the modifications that people are doing are removing that trap door down there and then using this as their heater, as a place to put their heaters. Alright, so polyfoam, polyfill, and then I have this batting. I spent $9.78 total. Alright, so what I've done is I've used a Sharpie to mark the corners so that I can cut around and try and get something that's going to fit nice and snug. Ta-da! There's the piece of poly foam. Now I'm going to fill with polyfill. I'm going to do the same with this batting. Alright, so here's my layer. You can see it's kind of not pretty. Alright, we're going to pop this in right on top. Alright, that should help. I'm not going to pack it down so much because I want it to be able to breathe in there. Here's my clump of polyfill. Just grab the handful and shoving it in. I wonder if this is considered more fine than the other, but I don't know. Well, that's what I have. Put just a little bit more to where it's still semi-puffy. And then I'm going to put this right here. Bam! There's a little bit of a gap, not a big deal. The water's going to flow over here. Right in there. I've placed my heater there. Coarse sponge that used to be here. A 25-cent. This sponge used to be here, coarse, but I want this to grab any plant matter, any big thick stuff. Just kind of grab it so I can wash it here and there quickly and effectively. Then I have my polyfill here. I have some bio balls. I've separated my mechanical filtration, biological filtration. nylon scrubbies. I could fill the rest of this up with nylon scrubbies and it should be fine. I'm still concerned a little bit about this being in here because of the water line. If anything, I'll remove this, and there's a little trap door here that you can remove. So there's this little gap here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a little slice of this and wedge it in there. Alright, so I've cut the little sponge. Okay. Nice. And then, here's a moment of truth. Oh, and look, it fits perfectly. Look at that. How nice. Okay, so I'm going to start adding water. At this point, I'm going to go grab some plants and start putting them in. So I'm going to start with this Monte Carlo, and then whatever strands of dwarf hairgrass aquascaping tools. 99-cent store, baby. So I'm going to make the left side dwarf hairgrass. Oh, I know, exciting, isn't it? I know that this tank 100% has not only chlorine, but the bleach that I used. The chlorine in my on my hands. There. Just as a safeguard. Monte Carlo. A little patch of dwarf hairgrass. I'll trim that up once it's established a little bit. Right now I'm not too worried about it. So I went to Minnesota and I found two large containers of this Amazon sword for 90% off. The reason was because the plant was it was dying, it was dead. So I snipped off a lot of the dead matter. But what I've been reading is if any plant has dead matter, it's not going to regenerate. So might as well just cut it off. Cut off the dead leaves or the dying leaves. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is what I'm starting with. You can see it has new growth. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take off anything that's browning and just start it like a new fresh plant. This one has sentimental value because it's one of the plants that grew off my I don't even know what the name of this plant is, but this one has sentimental value, so I wanted it in my new tank. And so does this one. Alright, so learning experience. I was pouring into the tank and disrupting my Osmocote pellets. You see one right there? And I had to push some down. So the next step was just adding the hood already. Because I think I should probably start water flow, just so that I know how much I need to fill this up. I don't see any leaks. Knock on wood. So we're going to go to phase 2. As I stated earlier, I live in Southern California. It uses chloramine, a lot of chloramine. In fact, looking through doing research for the aquarium and starting my aquarium and tank, I realized that they're advertising it as a plus, which technically it is a plus, except it's not a plus when you're trying to do aquariums. So what I in my research I found that this vitamin C. So instead of using prime, what I'm going to do is, you really only need just a little bit. From what I've read, a lot of people throw these into their bath so that they don't smell like chlorine and chloramine or chlorine. And it actually works, surprisingly. Since I used bleach, I know for a fact that my water has chloramine in it. And the simple fact that I have my plants in there, I'm going to take this and suck on it. This is overkill. From what I've read is 1 tablet takes care of a whole bathtub. So this is overkill. But that's what I'm gonna use. The rest I'll suck on it. So if you hear me sucking on something, you know what it is. Don't get in. Don't. So Petco had a ton of these trial size, so I grabbed like 10. Thank you, Petco. Excuse me, no, not Petco, PetSmart. And this will probably take me into my rant. I really like PetSmart. That's the end of my rant. I have some stability. You can see I have some prime. Once I've let this run its course with that pill and it's fully and completely dissolved, I'll consider it dechlorinated, or the chloramine's taken care of. I'll then pop a little of that prime in there.
This is my new tank?
No, this is Daddy.
But what are you doing to it?
So you can see that I have one for basically everything. So for example, this is a 14, 15 gallon tank. I'm putting 2 ml, which is technically the dose for a 20 gallon, but it says you can, if it's high chloramine levels or, you know, excess chlorine, which I used Clorox or Bleach earlier, I'm gonna give it a douse of 2. There's no fish in there, I'm not worried about it. Let it cycle through the tank as much as it can. Start adding some stability and some of this stress zyme, and then I'll start my fishless cycle. Safe to say my tank is dechlorinated. I'm gonna clip this up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for CO2. I have Excel and Flourish. I don't know how much I want to spend. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it easy on this tank. I don't know yet. You know, you say one thing today and then in a week it's something completely different. So I think I might just put some, I just might make this a completely a planted tank and just maybe just have shrimp living in there. Biological filtration is going to be that. Alright, so before it dries out, let's take it out over here. And I say we're going to pop it. Take this off. I'm not even going to drain it. I'm just gonna pop this bad boy right there. Yeah, it's filthy, and I really don't care. There we go. That should get the party started. Has a lot of dead, yucky, gunky stuff. Could have probably cleaned that out a little bit, but oh well. I know there's bacteria on there, so now comes the fun part. I've taken care of any chloramine, chlorine, and any residual bleach. I'm going to now dose with some stability, some C-Chem stability. Since I put that gunky old sponge right there, just dirty. Just gonna inject it right in there. But first, I'm going to open this up since it was free. It says consume sludge in gravel bed, boosts biological filter. It says stress zyme contains millions of live bacteria to destroy sludge in the gravel bed and keep glass and plants clean. helps boost the natural aquarium cycle. The directions are: add entire packet to 10 US gallons or 38 liters of aquarium water. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to add this one packet along with the Seachem Stability. And normally it states to use, oh God, I'm going to use 3 cc's is what I'm going to use. And then I'm going to go from there. So 3 cc's of Seachem Stability. Now, mind you, this Seachem Stability is diluted in distilled water. Okay? I was almost out of my stability, so I said, what the hell? If it contains millions of bacteria, millions is what it says, I figured why not add some more distilled water in there and get thousands of bacteria. I don't know. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but we'll see. Alright, so first things first. I'm going to remove this. Ooh, dirty. Look at that. It's already gunking it up. Alright. What I'm going to do, because I'm going to open up this stress zyme. And see what happens here. Well, nothing's going to happen right away, obviously, but there you go. Eat away. Eat away, yummy little bacteria. There you go, little bacteria. There you go. That's a good bacteria. That's a good little bacteria. There you go. All right. Now that I've given my new pets something to eat. Oh, let's see. There you go, little pets. There you go. All right. Now I'm just gonna kind of like I'm basting a turkey or something. Just spray just gonna spray it all there. And that should get my cycle started. Now I'm gonna decide on if I should use some pure ammonia or something I should have done before I started but didn't, is a base reading of all my levels. I'm only going to test my ammonia level. The reason is because I know, because of my other tank, that I have hard water, so it's normally 7.5 plus. So I normally have to use the high pH kit solution, and I know that when I did my last tank, there were no nitrates or nitrite. There was no nitrite or nitrate when I started, so I'm not going to waste the solution because it's expensive. And especially when I know that I'm not gonna need it. All I need is the ammonia for right now. So let's get started. All right, so I'm going to test my ammonia level, and it's 8 drops. I believe that on this test it doesn't say that we have to shake it before we add solution 2. So I'm going to shake this up, add 8 drops. All right, there's 8. So the 5-minute countdown begins. The BioCube, it seems to be pulling water from the bottom of the first chamber and a little bit from the top, I guess. I mean, it seems like it's more stagnant. The official media. So here's my argument. The official cartridge for this BioCube from the company that makes it, and I'm gonna put it up here somewhere because I don't know who made it. Hey, this is an awesome little cube, but here's what I'm thinking. The filtration goes up to here. It goes up to where the door is. So there's a door right above here, and you see the grates back there. You can't access them. So there's a hard stop. The filters that you purchase commercially from any vendor or from the manufacturer go down up to that level, and you can't go down any further. So the BioCube in and of itself, when it's drawing water from the bottom, is bypassing even the official mechanical filtration. So I'm thinking that it's an error or it's wrong. Now, there is no water going through the seal at the bottom. So in other words, you see how there's this plastic that's holding the water in the tank? So no water is getting through there until it gets to the grate. Once it gets through that grate, then the moment that it goes through, it goes right under the grate, right over. So I don't know. Maybe the water. I don't. The truth is, I don't know. Maybe someone can answer if the BioCube maker can see this, and hopefully I don't have to take it apart and silicone it. If anyone has any experience with this or is affiliated with the company, please let me know, because at this point I'm still kind of puzzled on if this is even going to work, because like I said, I don't know if I've overfilled it at this point. The reason why I did that is because no water is, I mean, it's clearly it's shooting water from here, but that water, I believe that it's coming through from the bottom. So as the water is getting drawn through, there's enough water leaking from chamber 1 into chamber 2 to where this stays above the max line. I mean, it's way up here, even when the water has not reached this level, this line level. So I don't know if anyone can explain it, but so far it's been 5 minutes and this is the result. So a little bit of ammonia in there, I believe. If you are an API guru, the odds are that you know how much, what my ppm is, because I don't. It might just be clear, but at this point I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to use just some standard 99-cent store pure ammonium, which they do sell, and I have in the garage. All right. Sweet girl. Okay, so let's do this. So I have ammonia here in the back there. 99-cent store, pure ammonia, sin detergente, non-detergent, so it should absolutely work on this cycle. However, my BioCube, I figure it's called a BioCube. It's sitting right there, if you can see it. That's what we're working on. So I figure, since it's called a BioCube, sitting in my room, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, who hasn't dribbled once in a while? I mean, it happens, right? So here's my trusty pee-pee cup that I've had for quite a while. It's whenever I've wanted to test any ketones in my urine before I started to use ketone strips, but that's another story. I have a pee-pee cup. With my pee-pee cup, I'm going to use a syringe to make sure that I put 20 drops of pee-pee in my brand new tank that's sitting in my man cave. Fair enough? All right, let's do this. I'm gonna go into my little girl's bathroom. There's her tank, it's sleeping. And that tank is perfectly cycled. All right, guys. I'll try and be as discreet as possible. Let's try and get some kind of stream going. Okay, there's a stream. Now, there's a stream of urine in the cup. Oh man. Alright, there it is, nice and yellow. I've been making sure. Let me let out the rest. All right. Okay. Pee-pee cup. See, it's my pee-pee cup. Okay. All right. So instead of just dumping a bunch of piss into my tank, which I think that's pretty gross because, well, I mean, come on. I'm going to, let's do this here. All right, the pee-pee cup is in focus. It's a sterile syringe, 3 ml. I'm gonna pull the pee-pee in. Make sure there's no air in the pee-pee. Let out some pee-pee. There we go. There's a little drop of pee-pee. All right. So, there's the pee-pee cup. Here's my syringe with pee-pee. Here's my BioCube. I mean, worst that can happen is I start all over again, right? But I don't think I'm going to have to. So, BioCube. Great deal yesterday. Here we go. 20 drops, all right? Here we go. Should have started recording. All right. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 drops of pee-pee. Okay, I've now pushed the rest in there. And I have my empty syringe, and my cup of pee-pee, and 20 drops of pee-pee in my BioCube. So, we're going to test it out tomorrow, and we'll see where my ammonia level is. It might take a day, it might take 2, I don't know. I'm in absolutely no rush to cycle this aquarium, is what I'm trying to say. Zero rush, okay? So whether it takes a few days, whether it takes a couple months, I really don't care. I just want a tank with some plants. Now, why did I feel that using urine would be okay? Well, number one, urea will end up converting to ammonia, okay? Based on what I'm reading. Don't know. I don't have any experience in it, but I mean, I found it on the internet, right? So, must be true. But the other thing is that urine is used and can be used for fertilizing garden plants. So it has a NPK. It has everything that the plants need as a natural fertilizer. So there's plants. I just fertilized my plants with urine, and I'll get to cycle my tank at the same time. No, but really, think of it logically, right? I mean, I keep reading about people setting up planet tanks, dirted planet tanks, right? So people are setting up dirted planet tanks. Well, if you look at the top choice and the top recommendation of what people are telling others to use, not only on YouTube but on the internet and forums, is something called Miracle Grow Organic Choice Potting Soil, which if you look through it, it clearly states that poultry feces is used as the fertilizer or the fertilizant in the product. So I have to think, right? Do I want to use chicken manure in my aquarium and pay $7 for it? I mean, I kid you not. So I pulled it up. Here it is, Organic Choice Potting Soil, which is what everyone continues touting as the item to use. But look. It says it right there. Pasteurized poultry litter. Derived from pasteurized poultry litter. Asterisk, asterisk. This product contains 0.9097% slowly available nitrogen from pasteurized poultry litter. Pardon my language, but it's chicken shit. I don't want chicken shit in my house. Now, something that really convinced me is this is just one of the several articles that I found. Where is it? Here, this modernfarmer.com from 2014. Can human urine replace chemical fertilizers? Is the question. And it says plain as day, urine contains nitrogen N, potassium K, phosphorus P, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, essential plant nutrients that are usually mined from the earth or the air for agricultural use. It's right there, urine. So why not? Right? I mean, I already put a bunch of little Osmocote Plus on the substrate, and I needed something for the water column, and now it has it. It has some NPK directly from my pee-pee and my pee-pee cup in the BioCube. Oh, this little one. Alright guys, so peace.